It's nice having you join us. This is still Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our conversation for today. Minister of Solid Minerals and Development, Dele Alake, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is taking bold and far-reaching steps to tackle terrorism through military action, socio-economic reforms, and regional diplomacy. Speaking at a news conference in Abuja, Alake said insecurity did not start under Tinubu, adding that recent changes in security leadership were aimed at injecting fresh energy into the fight. He noted that the government's well-planned strategies are already yielding results. Alake dismissed claims of religious persecution, saying most attacks are driven by economic or political motives. He urged the media to avoid false narrative and instead highlight the successes of Nigeria's armed forces in restoring peace. I still have Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. Barrister, thank you so very much for hanging in.
Thank you for having me. All
right, beautiful. So, Barrister, let's get talking. The news, of course, it's been raging around Nigeria, Africa, and around the world with the threat by President Donald J. Trump on Nigeria because of the insecurity issue we have. Of course, the truth of the matter for us living in Nigeria is not just the genocide against a particular religious sect. It cuts across. You can see what's happening in Kwara. A whole community was taken away because of whatever reasons. I do not know what to call that. That is equally part of the genocide we're talking about against that particular community. But let's talk about a responsibility of government of the day. Do you think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has given serious attention to security matters in Nigeria since the last time he took office?
I doubt if that has happened. I doubt, because the way I see, the government is more concerned about making money. They are more concerned about the economy, and that's why you see them talk about policies that has to do with the economy all the time. The only step they've taken regarding security I've seen is either change the security issue or change that, or even amend the law to accommodate IGP. Apart from that, they do meeting all the time. Yes, the practical action, I've not been seeing what they have done except that. So they've not shown much concern regarding security. What they are not challenged as far as I'm concerned. They are very nonchalant regarding security. They took it for granted, and they are taking it for granted as it is.
And why do you think so, Barrister? Why do you think they are taking it for granted, knowing that you can't have development? He is always saying we want to build $1 trillion economy, but we all know, educated people will tell you that you can't build a successful economy with insecurity. So why do you think they are very lackadaisical about ending insecurity matters in the country?
It is only them that answer it. I can't see their mind. I don't know. So the only thing that comes to my mind is that they are more concerned about retaining political office and doing a lot of propaganda. That's what they're trying to do. The thing that will give them a result in terms of election is what they are more concerned about.
All right, I think we lost the Barrister a bit here. Of course, we were speaking to the issue of insecurity in the country, and if really the government of the day is serious about ending insecurity, and if they are ready to make that happen. But we doubt a lot if really the government is doing as much as they hope to do, knowing their body language and all. Remember the Yalwata massacre that happened in Benue State? It took so much outcry by Nigerians for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to go visit Benue, and when he eventually did, he refused to visit the main place where the massacre happened, which is the Yelwata community, citing that it rained so heavily and therefore he cannot make it. And that shows the sincerity of those in power, if really there is any form of sincerity and responsibility at this point. And the growing matter is, do you think the threat by President Donald Trump is good? Because everyone is running helter-skelter now. The president has assumed responsibility suddenly because the bigger brother, the United States, has spoken. The military echelon is beginning to do so much, knowing that President Donald Trump has spoken. The ministers who didn't even care you know, about security matters are beginning to care because of Donald Trump. The House of Reps and senators, the parliaments are beginning to be disturbed, you know, knowing that President Donald J. Trump has spoken. We have Barrister. Thank you so much, Barrister. We understand we had a little bit of communication error there. Yeah, so you were speaking to something before we had that loss of communication.
I was saying, in my own opinion and my own thinking, this government is not doing enough in terms of security. They are more concerned about economy and politics. And that is their major concern, as far as I'm concerned. And that's why you see, if you did all the things that Mr. Dele Alake said, he was not able to highlight what they've done,
exactly.
except to say that they change service chief and other. There's no other. He has not been able to highlight to give out any steps that have been taken, and they come in denial. And what they do most time again, that's not helping us. It appears they don't believe in the continuity of governance. Because they always try to isolate this government from previous governments. Even the one that has to do with APC, the last 8 years of Buhari, they don't see it as part of the APC administration. They see whenever they talk about 2023 to date, as if that 2023 is an isolation that before 2023 there was no any step. You can hear him say if the steps that have been taken now has been taken 10 years ago, forgetting that Buhari of APC spent 8 years in government, and they now spend almost 3 years, which is 10 years he's talking about. So indirectly he's taking them away from this administration, away from the last administration, which is not. This is all APC. In fact, they even campaigned on the foundation of the last administration. That was why the president said, "I will continue from where this president stopped because he has done well." So they are now saying it is not them trying to isolate themselves from it. It is unfortunate, and that's why we are not getting it right. They should look at it as a continuity, and then they must do what is needed to be done. But sincerely speaking, I have not seen the practical step being taken by this government to fight insecurity. In fact, they are even taking steps that are more even negative to fighting insecurity in Nigeria, like considering amnesty, considering scholarship and pardon the people who have been alleged to have committed, or you say the legalization of people who have said to have committed this terrorist attack. So is that? So I don't know. Except Mr. Dele Alake will give me a breakdown of the steps being taken. But I know they will come and say, no, security is not something you'll be discussing publicly. All the steps we are taking cannot be that will be their excuse. That we will open our security policy towards in public. But we must see practical steps. We must see action. How many have been captured? How many are now facing trial in court? How many are in custody? Just like Nnamdi Kanu has been there for 10 years. How many of the terrorists that have been captured? How many of them are the major terrorists, whatever? How many of them are facing trial? How many of them are in detention? What are the things that have been done? How many equipment have been bought? The security equipment have been bought since this government came into power. What have been done differently from what is on ground? Those are the questions I will be asking Mr. Dele Alake for me to know whether or not they are taking the proper steps. I thank God Mr. Trump has throw out a threat.
Yes, because I wanted to ask on that. But I actually wanted to get into that lots of people might not agree the perspective by which he communicated that message, but the nucleus, just like what you said, that you are happy, you're grateful that President Donald J. Trump made that statement. Now everyone is beginning to rearrange themselves.
I'm not happy completely with him.
No, and yes, that is why I am in agreement with you. I'm in agreement with you that we Nigerians are not happy the perspective which he took in making that communication. But the most important thing is he had aroused something that had made everyone begin to run helter-skelter. So don't you think that's a good development?
No, like I said, it is a positive development from from his threats. The fact that he made that threat has woken up our government from slumber, and that's why you see them going from one place to another, trying to educate us now and trying to give us information regarding what they've been doing according to them. But we have not been seeing the results. That's the point I'm making. Even if I thought they have been doing anything, we are not seeing practical results. I agree with Mr. Trump to an extent that there's an insecurity in Nigeria. and people are being killed. But I disagree with Mr. Trump that the killing has to do with religion sentiment.
Yes.
That's the only area I disagree with him. I also disagree with him that he can come into our country uninvited, without approval, and then do whatever he wants to do. That's not the way to go. We are a sovereign country. Yes, thank God he raised the issue for us. Thank God our government are running eta. They are now they no longer sleep, keeping their eyes open again. They are looking for a way to assuage the international community. I believe you can see for almost 3 years we don't have an ambassador.
Yes.
With this threat now, they are considering appointing ambassador. So in other words, the statement has woken them up from their slumber, and they are trying to do something in that. So to that I see positive in that. But notwithstanding, they must do their. I know our government, once this issue of threat died down, and it appeared the US started to mellow down on their threat, you will see them go to sleep again. Nothing will happen again.
Yes, very well said. It's very true, Barrister. They might go to sleep. They might go to sleep again. Yes.
We must see results. It's not about just making statements. We want to see results. We want to see how they have done. Why by state you can see them wipe up a community.
Yes.
You can see in Zamfara, in other states, so many states, people are being killed every day. So until that is reduced drastically, that's when I will believe that they are doing something. You cannot be saying you are taking steps and nothing is being achieved from the steps you are taking. Then you have not done anything special. The fact that you are making efforts, and that effort is not resulting in a positive result, people will not know that you are doing anything. That effort must bring results. Otherwise, you are not doing anything.
Very well said, Barrister. You rightly said that by the time this tension eases down, that our government structure might go back to sleep. But I do not think that the United States will take this lightly, because the latest information we have is that the U.S. military has a designed plan for intervention in Nigeria, light, medium, and heavy. And the light one, they said that they would work with local agencies, that is our security operative, to ensure that things work. The second one, which is the medium, they said they would use drones and targeted strikes on terrorists and their convoy. Barrister, I know you've watched some of those viral video of these terrorists coming in large numbers. In fact, it could be seen anywhere from anywhere. But our security operatives pretend like they don't see it. The third one, they said, which is heavy, they'll be moving aircraft carriers towards the Gulf for heavy bombardment on terrorists in the region to save Nigerians. So don't you think that the Donald Trump that we know, might not really, care whether we say that we are a sovereign country? Donald Trump, he knows what to do, and he doesn't care what people say.
That would be disrespectful and irresponsible of the president of the US if he's trying to do that. A responsible government will not invade another country without their permission. I'm not saying that's not to say we don't need their help. We need help, and if they are bringing help to us, we welcome it. But that help they are bringing to us must be discussed with our government. The government must be known of it. They must be approved. They must have a joint mutual understanding. An agreement as to how it will be done. Because you cannot, no matter how well you know somewhere, you cannot know my house more than me. If you say they say they will be using drone, the US is not Nigeria, or it's not like other. Nigeria is not US, where everything is well structured. If you go by what our government often said, they say that these people are staying within the normal people. They are working. They are staying together. So how do they separate them? How do they separate them?
But Barrister, did you watch that American forces? Yes, Barrister, did you watch that video of American forces who came to the northern part of Nigeria and rescued some Americans that were kidnapped? They understand Nigeria better than we do. So it's not difficult for them to find out where these people are.
Listen now, when they pick up their own men, why do they not wipe out those people who kidnapped the American men? Why do they only pick the man and then they leave them? They don't wipe them up. Why? It's easy to rescue in that manner because the man is white. They will be able to identify him. We look alike. So if they want to use that means that they will just come and say only people who targeted, and the people, they are not the same thing. They are not the same thing at all. And like I said, I'm not even aware of any international law that allow anybody to come into another president's country and operate without any permission. It's
but Barrister, I would love to differ with you on this. Yes, Barrister, I would love to differ with you on this. Remember the invasion of Gambia during Olusegun Obasanjo, when they were having issues. He went there and reinstated the president there. All the time Nigeria was on a peace mission in different places. They invaded different countries to rescue them.
Listen now, was it done unilaterally? Were the people not calling for him to come and the government of there are two different things. Don't you see? And the way we are saying, looking at it, some people will look at it that when you raise issues from what people you are trying, they will see you as you are opposing it. No, we need help. There are procedures. Can I come to your house and say I want to help you discipline your child without telling you? Will you accept it? That I have the power to come into your house and then pick your child and discipline him without even you giving permission? I have my key. I know how to enter your house without it, and I will enter. Will you be happy?
I wouldn't be happy, but the social welfare, that's their work. They can come and rescue any child that seems to be, abused by the parents.
If they do it in normal way, will you not be happy?
Yes, very well.
If they carry you along, they are able to come and pick your child and then discipline it. Even though I know most Nigerians and most parents will not even want people, even their neighbors, we don't allow them to discipline their children. Talk less of foreigner coming to say, while we are growing up, that used to be the case. But today, yes. People are complaining today who are saying let US come in without a permission. And they are the same people that will go to school and say the teacher beat their child, give them a one stroke of cane or something, because they want to help them rescue the child from doing the wrong thing. It's not the same people. I'm not saying the government is doing. The government has failed in its responsibility, but that is not a grant for foreigner to enter our house without our permission and do as he like. We are trending on the wrong side. And I will not support that. We need help. They can come for help. They can assist us. But they must not ignore our government and go ahead and say they are doing it on their own because they have the power. Like I said, how many people in Nigeria that is saying Trump just don't worry about anything. You just come. We will allow anybody to come to enter their house without giving him any key, to use his own personal key because he has the capacity to enter their house or houses and do whatever he wants to do there. How many people will accept that in Nigeria? That is the point we are making. That's the point I'm making. I'm not saying it's wrong for America to assist us. I'm not saying it's wrong for America to intervene and say you are not doing the right thing. Insecurity is there. We are not happy. Please do something about it. And if the people who are even the threat of economic sanction will not help Nigerians. So all four. The sanction, the economic sanction, which one again, will not help us. Because the economic sanction will bear the consequences. The masses. These people in government, they have enough money to survive. If there is a sanction, who are the people that will suffer the consequences of the economic sanction? Majority of Nigerians, the masses. So and that's why I'm saying, look, things must be done the right way, so that people who want to help will not even suffer more. Because it is the same America that will say, or the same that will say, look, you must do things in line with law, otherwise you'll be committing crime. If you are not doing things in line with law, what are you doing? Are you not
Yes, Barrister, I would love to ask you, I do not know if you believe in karma, that is a retribution. In 2014, alongside President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Muhammad Buhari Amechi, they all went to the United States complaining of the same issue against Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Of course, at that time, CPC was not labeled on Nigeria. But do you think this is karma, the law of retribution playing its part on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that right now, when he seems that everything is okay, what he has gone to sow for somebody is coming against him now?
They saw it that time, long time ago.
Yes.
And now the thing is coming up. I see that what you sow, you reap. And that's what is happening now. They can't condemn it now. that is wrong for you to go. I see them condemn it, to say people who are going to report them are unpatriotic and this and that. They did the same thing. No, even beyond 2014, before then, they've been doing it. They've been writing letters. They've been writing letters to for US and UK assistance. Come and rescue us. This and that. So now people are doing it against them. They are saying that's illegal. See, the people who want to protest, they see that as unpatriotic for protest to protest. They see that as abnormal, and this is what they are doing while they were outside the government. They did it so well at that time that people were even praising them to know how to play opposition. And they were you can see this government anyway. I've been doing all the things they say they will not do, or they've been the thing they've opposed. The subsidy removal was opposed by them. They led the protest, and today they did the same thing, and they don't want people to protest. So it's like you say, I will agree with you that in that regard that apparently is karma, or what they sow is now has now come to be affected.
Yes, very well said, the barrister. I would love us to conclude like this. And my last question is, Chinua Achebe said, he who fetches firewood infested with ants would invite lizards to his house. The lizards now, one of them is America. The other one is China. China is saying that the United States has no power to come and do anything. And we know the reason. They have invested about $1.8 billion on our solid minerals, harvesting our minerals like lithium, like lead, like so many other things. They know when America comes, it will disturb their business. They don't care about Nigeria. So do you think this fight that the United States is coming with and China is not in agreement with it, do you think we caused it ourselves? Because if we didn't bring home a wood or a firewood infested with ants, the lizards of China and America would not come. Do we blame ourselves? Or do we blame our leaders for it?
We blame our government, of course. They are the cause of it. They caused the embarrassment to us. They brought the shame to us. They brought all the things that if there's no opening in the wall, lizard will not enter.
Definitely.
They created the opening, and then the lizard were coming in. The both party, whether US, whether China, they all have interest.
Yes.
US will not do anything without targeting interest. And you remember that China are major borrower. I think they were the one borrowing us more money now.
Yes.
So they need to protect their interests by supporting us. But I don't want the government to be deceived to say China is not supporting us. We want to show muscle. We don't have muscle. We cannot even fire Benin Republic. The way it is now. Well, what we need to do, we'll do more. What we know how to do more is to make money. We don't know how to fight. We are not prepared. We did not prepare for it. There is no war. Do we have any war equipment that can even go as far as from here to without leaving our country, that we can get to Cameroon nearby there from Maiduguri? We don't have it. So if Chinese is deceiving us, we should not deceive ourselves. We should do diplomatic engagement. Engage you. Let them know what we are doing. And now we are going to tackle it and what they are doing, and let them change their ways. Let's start seeing results. Let's start seeing that life and property of people are being protected, and we don't, and that life is not being lost anyhow in Nigeria again. So, but if you want to go by saying we want to also challenge and show that we are suffering a nation, we are not. We are only suffering in mouth. We are only suffering on paper. We don't have the capacity to battle anybody. We don't have the facility to. US can stay in US and do where our nearby country, whatever, and target wherever they want to target. Can we target anywhere? We cannot even stay in Abuja and target Kwara. not Kwara. Target Niger and get it. We cannot stay in Abuja. That what we want to achieve is in Niger, and then you will not leave Abuja and then capture what you want to capture. You can't do it. So are we to be showing us? No, I will not join the Chinese in trying to encourage us to join anybody to do anything that will confront Trump. I will not say US. It's Trump now. It's Trump. I'm not sure yes. That's my take.
All right. Thank you so very much, Barrister. We just hope that all of this would ease away and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would learn, because he is seem not to desire to learn from the mistakes of the past. I do not know if it's age that is the problem, or is it that he has been so eulogized and glorified in Lagos that he now feels that anything he says goes, and therefore would not want to listen to anybody. There's a difference between being a grandfather and becoming the president of a country. And what Nigerians are seeing is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is appearing to be a grandfather than the president of a country with lots of people with different interests. And that is what I think. We hope that things will get better. Thank you so very much, Barrister, once more. Truly do appreciate it.
Thank you, Henry. You will not blame Mr. President. When you are seen as when everybody is standing on your mandate, or everybody, all governors are defecting to your party, when all senators majority of the senators are defecting to your party, majority of the House, you will see yourself as Alpha and Omega, and then you see yourself, I can do and undo, and you are even named master strategist. So you are not feeling like, okay, yes, I'm in charge. So I won't blame, unfortunately.
All right. Thank you so very much once more, Barrister. And that's just about the time we have for today. We'd love to say thank you to everyone that have watched.